The dictionary under the beside the phrase short straw is a picture of me following Arlen speaking. Good Lord. Let's hear it one more time for this guy. I have run exactly one marathon, Arlen, and 3 half marathons, and they about killed me. So I can't imagine what your endurance is like. God bless you. What an incredible story. I'll come back to you if I may in a minute. But you know, we do a lot of events. We sign a lot of bills, and hopefully, overwhelmingly, they're for the good. That they make New Jersey somehow better, stronger, safer, fairer, whatever it might be. But there are very few, and this is one of them, that have as much emotion associated with them as this one does. And I say very, very few. I signed a bill, I'll talk about Louisa in a minute. I signed a bill in Louisa Carmen's memory last summer. She was killed in a car crash on New Year's Day last year. Again, I'll come back to her. That was in this room, and that had the level of emotion that I feel in this room right now. So I'm incredibly humbled to be with you all today. I want to acknowledge a few important folks here. Our administration is here in size. Most importantly, the Commissioner of the Department of Transportation, Fran O'Connor, not because he's necessarily bigger, better, stronger, faster than the other folks, but Fran's going to chair this commission. And that gives you a primus inter pares recognition. I'll come back to my other colleagues in a moment. The aforementioned sponsors, the Senator Pat Dagan and Assemblyman Rob Karabinchak. I used to say, and I still say, you can't go into Middlesex County unless you can pronounce the word Karabinchak. But thank you both for being here, and we're going to hear from each one of them in a minute. I also want to acknowledge Essex County Commissioner and dear friend Brendan Gill. And Brendan is not just a commissioner in Essex County, but he introduced me to Deborah Kagan. Is Deborah here? Deborah, about 1,000 years ago, long before I was governor, and through the discussions with the Walk and Bike Coalition, I first began to get my arms around the challenges that hopefully this bill and commission will solve. I also want to acknowledge Hudson County Executive Craig Guy, who was another great leader, and thank you, Craig, as well, for being here, and for all of you for your commitment to making New Jersey streets safer for everybody. Anthony Varelli is with us. Is that you, John Allen, behind you? Nice to see you guys here as well from the Assembly. I hope I'll see you tomorrow for the State of the State. We'll be taking attendance. Superintendent of the State Police, Colonel Pat Callahan, extremely important in so many respects, and certainly in this one. Commissioner of the Department of Environmental Protection, V. Sean LaTourette. Caitlin Baston, the Commissioner of the Department of Health. Jacqueline Suarez, who is the Commissioner of the Department of Community Affairs. In fact, after this, can we get 1 minute on another matter? Thank you for that. And to everybody who are here today, I thank each one of these exceptional leaders. I think they would agree with me that the greatest debt of gratitude is owed to all of the tremendous advocates who have fought, and in many cases, even through grief, to get this legislation to the finish line. Those advocates include, and if I leave somebody out, please forgive me, Sangeeta and Sunil Badlani. And again, Sangeeta, where are you? I'm going to be with you tomorrow. Sangeeta will be a special guest as well at the State of the State. Thank you for that. Arlen, obviously we've heard from with an extraordinary story. John Boyle, Stephen Dunn, Pam O'Donnell, Larry Kleins, Wendy Kukowski, Catherine Bull, Kate O'Connor, Carolina Baranowski, Sandor Barksa, the Vision Zero Alliance, I mentioned Bike and Walk Coalition, and the many more family members and friends leading the charge, not just in this room, but beyond these walls. And to each of you, let me say, you are nothing short of heroes. I thank you all for your courage and unimaginable strength, and I thank you for helping us to prevent any other family from experiencing this kind of loss. But as it stands, far too many New Jerseyans have felt your pain. Last year, New Jersey, the nation, hockey fans around the world, especially in Canada, joined us in grief when our very own Johnny and Matthew Gaudreau were killed while biking mere blocks from their childhood home. The Gaudreau family's experience brought attention to the agony that every family in this room has felt firsthand. Their loved ones joined a club no one should ever have to be a part of, a club that now includes more than 690 New Jersey families who lost a loved one in a traffic accident in the past year alone. I am 67 years old, which means while I have a tablet, I still get a physical newspaper delivered in the day because I like to hold the newspaper. Dagan would be in the same league with me. And whether it's the Ledger or the Asbury Park Press, and those are the two ones that I probably physically read the most. And you all will appreciate this, even if you've not had a family member to live through this sort of tragedy. Every day when you read those little captions on the side of the page, you're seeing 1, 2, 3 folks who were killed in some form of a pedestrian, cycle, or car accident, or car crash, rather. And these are not simply statistics. They are tragedies that no family will ever truly recover from. A few moments ago, we heard of one of those families when Arlen went through his extraordinary life and story. Obviously, he's an experienced biker, as you heard, a decorated triathlete, and yet no matter how experienced a biker that you may have been, there was nothing that you personally could have done on that September day to save yourself from the carelessness of the driver that nearly took your life. But there is something that we can all do today to prevent lives like whether it's Arlen's being severely injured or others who have lost their lives from being taken or forever changed. And that's precisely why we're gathered this afternoon to sign a life-saving piece of legislation into law establishing the Target Zero Commission. Again, as Arlen mentioned, a commission that will work toward our goal of eliminating roadway fatalities and serious injuries throughout the state by the year 2040. In establishing this commission, which, by the way, will be a whole-of-government commission, it's not a coincidence. We have a number of our commissioners and leaders with us today, and not just establishing it, but empowering it to propose and then implement evidence-based initiatives to end traffic fatalities. We are taking a crucial step toward ensuring that a walk, a drive, or a bike ride never again results in an empty seat at the table. For those of us in our administration, I mentioned this a minute ago, that goal is deeply personal. I mentioned that last year on New Year's Day, we lost one of our very own, the brilliant Louisa Carmen. She was just 25 years old. And though she was taken from us far too soon, she made a tremendous impact on our state and our world in the years she had. She worked tirelessly to make our state's healthcare system more accessible and affordable for every New Jerseyan. And as I mentioned over the summer, I had the great privilege of signing the Louisa Carmen Medical Debt Relief Act into law to memorialize her phenomenal contributions to our state and to make the world a little bit better in her honor. She was full of incredible promise, and we can only imagine what she could have accomplished if a reckless driver had not stolen her from us. Sangeeta, tomorrow I'm going to acknowledge and honor Nikhil, your precious 11-year-old who you lost several years ago, similar, that he should be here today, and sadly he's not. I know that's a question so many people here today have asked themselves about the loved ones in the pictures that you're holding in this room, every one of them a bright light extinguished far too soon. I am eternally grateful to all the families here today for keeping their loved ones' memories alive, for their courage in sharing their stories, and for their unrelenting advocacy on this issue. And I promise each and every one of you that I will keep doing the work right by your side until we make ours a world where no father, mother, sister, brother, daughter, or son is lost to a traffic incident before their time. I thank you all. And with that, I will now turn the podium over to one of our great champions, period, and certainly of this legislation. Please help me welcome dear friend and great leader, Senator Pat Dagan.
There's very little I can say to, in any way, shape, or form, expand upon what the governor has already alluded to. When I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, and what you said, Governor, every day you look at the newspaper, every day you read about a tragic death that was avoidable. This is the beginning of my 23rd year in the legislature. I can actually tell you without doubt that I have never felt prouder to be an advocate for a particular piece of legislation. But I'm having difficulty coming up with words. The governor mentioned the word hero. You know, hero is a very difficult term to define, but you know one when you see one. Sangeeta, Pam, Arlen. I mean, your advocacy in the face of such tragedy is simply beyond comprehension to me. Beyond comprehension. You are the definition of a hero. You are the definition of a saint, somebody that is going to make the world better for others. And I am just so proud to be part of making this happen. I'm so proud to have met you, and God bless you, and God bless your loved ones.
Pat, thank you so much, not just for your words, but for your leadership on this and so many other fronts. As good as it gets. And last but not, we're going to be very economical today because we have a very important bill to sign and a lot of pens to give out. Last but not least, I want to welcome to come on up and say a few words another outstanding leader, in this case from the General Assembly, speaking on behalf of his colleagues, Assemblyman Rob Karabinchak.
As the governor implied, I'm going to be quick. This is obviously such an important day, and I'm humbled and honored to be here with all of you here today in this room and all of the people outside of this room that are going to see this and listen to it and feel how important safety is for our roadways. Today is going to be monumental. This is a team effort from the whole entire state that all of the collective agencies, groups, commissioners, all the people below them are going to focus on safety. My heart and my soul and my prayers are out to everyone who's lost someone. And this is something that will hopefully be a piece of a little bit of peace in your minds with this signing of this law today. Thank you and God bless.
Rob, thank you as well. Again, to each and every one of you, God bless you all. I think with no further ado, we should get right down to signing this law. Come on down.